So I wanted to tell you guys something and kind of break the silence a bit. It's hard for me to talk about this, but shitting on road trips sucks. I got my dad texting me advice on how to do it in any hotel, but it always sucks, you know what I mean? It's the only downside. But once it's over with, you're like, all right, I'm good for the day. You know what? Got that over with. And it feels a bit triumphant to conquer the grossest bathroom on the freeway. You know what I mean? Like, there's something about it. I thought for a minute maybe I would shit in the water, just for the meme.
Look, Mommy, there's a Snickers bar in the lake.
I'll tell you what, it wouldn't be the first time a headless brown trout swam down this waterway. I'm sure plenty of deuce have been dropped in this. Lewis and Clark, Sacagawea, all dropped deuces in this. Nah, but for real, this has been a really great reset so far. It's only been 2 or 3 days I've been on the road, and it's just been so nice, honestly. You guys see how much work I put in this channel and how much time I spent on the computer. And honestly, it's after 2 years of doing this channel, it's only been 2 years, I burned out like really badly. The combination of overloading myself with way too much work as well as all the personal stuff I've had going on, it's been terrible. And at some point that weight becomes like way too heavy to bear. So it's like nice to get out of the city and come to a place like this. I mean, I've never seen nature like this really. I've never been in this side of the country before, and it's certainly different and it's beautiful. Even last night I was sleeping under the stars and it was just gorgeous. It was unreal. You really just don't get that silence like anywhere, that same type of silence that you have in the desert. It's really, really unique and special. Throughout the trip, I've just been calling friends and listening to music. And then when I'm not doing those things, I just turn the music off and talk to myself. Honestly, I'm trying to sort out a lot of things in my life right now. And what better place to do it when you have, 6 hours a day of driving and not much to see. So I'm definitely feeling grateful, and I'm feeling like this is a really good start to a nice vacation and to a little reset. I've been working since I was 16 and I've been employed the entire time. I've never really taken a break with not many obligations. And yeah, sure, it's horrifying, honestly, but it's also really exciting. And I kind of feel like the world's my oyster right now, which is something I wasn't really feeling, a month or two ago when I was feeling really depressed. I felt like there's no point to anything. I was questioning everything. And not saying that, oh, this trip just magically healed me and I feel better now. But what I am saying is new perspective for me is always the cure to any depression I'm feeling. It's always been. When I felt like shit in high school, I moved to New York, and that to me was like the remedy, that fixed me basically. Well, didn't fix me. I'm still fucked up, but you know what I mean? And then pandemic sadness, depression, leaving New York. That was the other sort of big reset in my life because I did a road trip and I got to travel the country, places I've never been, and just like understand more about myself. And when you see this type of nature, it's really interesting because you feel like things don't matter as much. You know what I mean? You're like, there's stuff just exists, not to be too hippie. Stuff just can exist sometimes, everything doesn't need to be New York stress, New York drama. It could just be beautiful nature, and it could be simple, like life doesn't need to always be so complicated. And I think a lot of times I put that weight on my shoulders and I can't understand that, sometimes things just are, and sometimes you got to go with the flow. That's just not the person I am really. I'm a hard worker and I have that New York grind set in me. And while it's been really good for my career, it's definitely not the best for your mental health. I just don't know how to relax, and I'm really forcing myself to relax for once, And it's like when I started living on my own, I kind of thought that new chapter would be really exciting and fun, but I was just still heartbroken, so it didn't really have that effect on me. So as I continue my journey on the next 3 or 4 days, I just want to keep it in mind that things can be simple. They don't always need to be overanalyzed. They don't always need to be stressful, immediate, urgent. And I'm hoping that with that perspective, I can really enjoy myself on this trip and continue to be in the moment, to be present, to not be on my phone, to not be on social media. Even just these past 3 days is probably the longest I've gone without Instagram in, years. I mean, I did a break like once for like 5 days, but other than that, I've been on since 2011. It's terrible. It's horrible. We're not supposed to be like this. Humans are not supposed to have a phone in their hand and burn their eyes all the time. Like, my eyes feel like shit. And if my eyes start looking weird, then I'm fucked. That's all I got is these baby blues. You know what I mean? I want this trip to loosen me up a bit so that by the time I get back to Austin, I come back with a clear mindset and I can actively create a little easier and, feel inspired by the things I saw and things I did. Just because I haven't been feeling inspired lately. I haven't been feeling much of anything, to be honest with you. Besides just a bit of sadness, which sounds terrible, but I'm all about being open on this channel. I don't really care. I guess my goals for 2023 would be to be a little bit more present, care less about numbers, care less about my phone, work through the heartbreak I've been going through. It's not going to be easy, but I think I could do it. No, I know I can. I just got to do it, and I got to understand that it's not just, linear. There's going to be a lot of up and down, and there really has been. But I'm learning a lot, and I'm learning about myself and the type of person that I want to be. So I think that's the best thing I could take away from it. And I can't focus on success or money or any of that stuff that I felt like I was heading towards until I get my brain in order, because without a healthy brain, I can't create and I can't become successful or wealthy or happy or self-sufficient or self-employed, And those are the kind of things I talk about in my car when I'm by myself for hours on end looking at mountains. Because when else do you get that time? You don't get it very often. Life's crazy. So I think simplicity is the idea of this trip. I could easily get an Airbnb or a hotel or whatever, but I don't want to. I want new experiences and I want to get my head straight, and that's what this is all about. Thanks, everybody. So let's keep going, all right?